my video today is just quickly, it's the full moon, and the full moon comes to make us aware of what layers of emotions we have in our body to process. So I've been studying a lot over the last 5-6 years about trauma and how the body works with trauma, and the correlation to the earth and the planets, because of all this, you know, what we are inside is what we manifest outside. So how does this work, like in just basic science and physics? So I see the planet as a cell, like a body cell. We are a body cell, and then we have little cells inside us. And actually, just like nature, the patterns are very similar to how our little cells behave inside us, like an individual one, to then how we behave on Mother Earth. And so Mother Earth being the host and us being the little cells. So I've been looking at how that behavior with the elements, this is Chinese medicine sort of coming in, or Eastern medicine, and there are these patterns are the same in and out of balance, and how things behave, like weather, and especially like with water and fire balance. We've got loads of water and there's lots of fire going on, which is the top and tail of the body. And when that goes out of balance, like inside our body, the water and fire balance, this out of balance reaction happens with the weather, with the elements. So go back to the full moon. I tend to trail off like this. So this goes back. So I was comparing the moon to, what does the moon mean? So I started studying this obviously with women's cycle. So what is that all about? When I had patients, and also with mental health. So there tends to be like an increase of mental health problems. I don't like that terminology, so because what it means to me is I don't see mental health as a negative. Every month, that cycle. So mental health institutes, people will have more depression, more anxiety, more PTSD, more panic attacks. Whatever emotion you're dealing with will come up to the surface around the full moon. Why is this? So I had a little look into this. It's all about pressure. It's about physics. It's about the elements. It's nature, just cell behavior. So it's a little bit like when the full moon gets full, basically our pressure gets up. So whatever trauma we've got lying in the body comes up to the surface. This doesn't have to be looked upon as a negative thing. So yes, mental health places, NHS walk-in places, the want for suicide attempts and things like that, unfortunately, becomes very, very high on the full moon, because all of these emotions are coming up to the surface and we don't have a system how to deal with it. The NHS system, unfortunately, we have this medication which suppresses, which has been fine for the past few years, but we're at a point now where it's not fine, and it doesn't work. I've tried a lot of medication myself, and all it seemed to do was just like want to make me burst even more with all my, but I have a lot of trauma and a lot of layers, hence why I got to a brink where I had to find something else that worked. So this is where all my studies and stuff come into play. So it's the full moon today. That's where I started. It's a full moon today. Interestingly enough, it's the full moon after Christmas. I'll do another post on Christmas shortly, but I did a lot of looking into that over the Christmas period, as I was really interested in so from the summer solstice to the winter solstice, summer to winter, we go from the yang into yin. So everything is about this circle, this whole circle, and the yin and yang cycle, okay? And it comes from the small one cell and it goes massively out into those universe, galaxies you want to talk about, and the same patterns in nature occur. So if we look at how the behavior works in the right way, in balance in a small cell, we can look at how the world needs to heal. That's my opinion. I've lost my trail of thought again. So the full moon, And the yin and yang. Yes. So the summer solstice coming into the winter. Okay, so now what Christmas is all about is that going into deep yin. The deep yin element of the body is really where the darkness comes out. And again, this doesn't have to be so negative when we know how to deal with it. So Christmas time, in my point of view, is how to deal with all of our shit, so to speak. Excuse my language. But and a lot of our stuff comes from our childhood, our family, our circles, because that's who we all are. That's it. When we're brought into this stuff. And so we've just been through that stage, we've been through that, and we're coming out, and now we're coming through all those lessons we've learnt of the last 12 months. There's all these patterns of 12 and 6, but I'll go into that again on another video with the Bible story and stuff I've been looking into. And so I'm going off again. So we're just coming out of that. This is the full moon, the first full moon, the lunar wolf full moon, that is just coming out of that yin depth. So now we're coming into another year of lessons to learn with the circles we create, and coming into the summer solstice. So it's really exciting, actually. So if you've been feeling a little bit emotional, a little bit tight, your pressure in your body might be feeling a little bit like that, a bit of aches and pains and things like that, just be with it, see what comes up. This is all lessons to learn. Everything that we learn on our journey. So I've got my little puppy down here, if you think I'm looking down there. And they're all gifts to use for the next year. So, of the circles and the gifts, I've found tremendous gifts in healing, in the traumas that I have had, experienced, and that I've healed from. Every layer of healing I've done, I've then found another gift and healing, and it all comes down to love and how we can serve and love one another and heal, and hopefully heal the planet, Mother Earth. If we all do our work, then she's calling for healing right now with these fires, and there's torrential rain and there's wars and things like that. Again, I'm going on to another subject, but if we all focus on our internal body system, I believe that Mother Earth will calm down and she will heal as well. So we all have our path, we all have our responsibility to take on this amazing transition. So let's see. That's my little message on the full moon from my car, which I might be doing a few more videos from, because I'm a busy mum. Okay, and here's my little Luna. Hello. Okay, bye guys.